Today we're going to film the birds that go straight up and down tree trunks to see how they manage to defy gravity and navigate these vertical surfaces. We're wildlife filmmakers Tim and Rusell Laman, and we usually travel the world filming, but in this series, we're using our cameras to explore the lives of the birds that live right in our backyard in Massachusetts. Welcome to Backyard Birds Revealed.
Wild Birds Unlimited helps you bring the joy of bird feeding to your backyard. With more than 365 stores, our experts help you choose the right food and feeders for your neighborhood birds. Shop online or find your local store at wbu.com.
If you live in an area like we do here in Massachusetts, where we have trees in our backyard, you probably noticed that there are certain birds that spend a lot of time going up and down the tree trunks. Here we have nuthatches and woodpeckers that do that. And so we decided to take our specialty cameras and get a closer look at how these birds navigate these vertical surfaces.
One thing that we want to capture with these tree trunk birds is the perspective of the vertical surface that they're living on. To do that, we have a long probe lens that we can mount looking straight up or straight down the tree. This allows us to really see what it looks like to be a woodpecker or a nuthatch, and allows us to get the camera lens flush against the tree surface. The first thing that you notice while watching these tree trunk birds is their amazing ability to stick to the tree trunk. Zooming in closely, we see that they have highly maneuverable toes with long hooked claws. These claws allow them to grab onto the nooks and crannies of the tree bark.
Ooh, that's a cool look.
I think it's pretty cool.
Look at that. Wow.
One difference between nuthatches and woodpeckers is how they move on the trunk, and we had fun watching this in action. Nuthatches seem to run any which way, often facing down the tree, but sometimes running sideways or straight back up. When you look at them closely, you can notice that their body is really center-weighted, with a really tiny tail, so they're kind of like a little round ball that's perfectly balanced and able to move in any direction on the tree trunk. Woodpeckers, on the other hand, always face directly up the tree. As they move, they seem to hop, leaning forward and then lunging upwards, extending their feet before grabbing back on. As soon as they latch on, they lean back, using their tail like a third leg of a tripod to brace themselves. It turns out that their central tail feathers are actually very stiff and rigid, giving them the sturdy base to lean on.
Okay, here comes the woodpecker.
So funny how they hop down the tree like that.
Yeah, it's a great view of him backing down the tree. Boop. Boop.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, look at that. That's a nice view.
Yeah, that's perfect.
He just got a little light in his eye. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's great.
In focus. Yeah. In focus. All right, now we're going to attempt to deploy the monster tripod to do a top-down shot. Let's see how high this thing will go.
We realized that our view, looking upward along the tree trunks, is a lot like a woodpecker's view, and it got us wondering what it must look like for a nuthatch. So we rigged the probe camera to look straight down the trunk. Even with the camera at only 10 feet off the ground, it was really disorienting to be looking straight down like this. But nuthatches get this view from 80 feet in the air all day long. As we continued watching, we wondered why these birds evolved to maneuver so differently, and we learned that it had to do with their different feeding strategies. Woodpeckers sacrifice some mobility for power. With their stable tripod base, strong legs, and hefty beak, they can drill deep into heartwood to get at big beetle grubs that lie inside, and they're the only forest birds that can do this. Nuthatches, on the other hand, are incredibly agile. With their ability to see every angle of the bark, including from above, they can spot food in the nooks and crannies that other birds might have missed. They might not get as big of morsels, but they don't miss a thing on the bark surface.
I think we got something good. It worked. The birds were right under the lens here. They didn't mind this big tripod with the cloth on it here at all.
Well, it was really interesting to get a close look at how these birds navigate the vertical world of these tree trunks.
Thanks for tuning in to Backyard Birds Revealed. and be sure to check out our other episodes on the Cornell Lab YouTube channel and the All About Birds website.